Hey guys, Czar here. Good morning to you. Happy Monday. Hope you had an amazing weekend. It is Monday, Feb 10th, 2025. Manic Monday, meandering, messy Monday. It is 9:28 and a half. That means we're about a minute and a half here away from the open, guys. Starting with the daily frame, as always, NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow daily charts. As you can see, we have down days on all three. In other words, we broke Friday's low and we have not broken Friday's high to the upside. So we are inside of the highs, but we are below the lows. But not right now. We have bullish bodies on a down day on all three. So a very strong turnaround here after in Asia and or the UK session hitting new lows. We actually opened up in a gap move down here at 6 p.m. last night. I was live on another video when it happened, and then we filled the gap and have since rallied up. So fairly strong here after that initial sell down. So kind of a mixed story here overall in the last X number of hours. We'll take you over to the two sisters here, guys. We open in about 20 seconds. The 1 minute charts. We're above VWAP, volume weighted average price here, but this is pre-market, so we don't have the North American volumes yet to add to the equation here on the volume weighted average price of all transactions that occurred. But I'll be watching for this 1 minute open range, which will then move out to the right for the rest of the session. We are now open. Let me take you over to my trading grid, the daily chart, 30-minute chart, and 1 minute chart on the right-hand side. There's that daily down day, but up body, right? Again, a mixed picture here on the opening candle right there, guys, looking to fulfill the 1 minute open range, and then we'll take a look at that more closely. But let's zoom into the 30-minute chart here, guys. Very important chart. This is Friday's action. Friday, narrow range Asia, expanding range UK, exploding range North America, or the New York session, of course. And then overnight here today, guys, on Monday, right, is the narrow range of Asia, expanding range of the UK session, European, of course, which overlaps for the next 2 hours. And then now we have the opening candle here, guys, on New York. Let's see where we go from here. You can see we have this zone. I'm going to take this one out, guys. This is just to show you that we've moved above that now. The next stop on the way up, of course, is Friday's big key zone here where prices were rejected down very violently, of course, at around 10 a.m. on some news that came out, if you remember, on Friday. So we are inside of this clean traffic area, guys. Anything can happen in here. So I'll be watching a little more closely on these lower time frames as well. The amplitude of the open range, guys, 23 3/4 points, call it 24 points on the NASDAQ, and 6 points on the S&P. Nothing for me to do here. I'm going to be very patient, as I often am on Mondays, and I'm very patient on Fridays. In fact, I'm very patient every day, guys. Occasionally, I'll take a trade right out of the gates, but things have to be very, very strong on all three time frames for me to do such a thing. Inside the open range here. So again, guys, down day, but up body, very strong up body. That's because of the gap move down at 6 p.m. last night. Since then, things have been looking stronger until right now, where things are beginning to look a little weaker here on the open. And so this is a mixed picture. There's nothing for me to do here, guys. For now, guys, I'm just going to put a temporary zone marker right there, just to show you what I'm thinking, guys, given that we have two equal body highs here on these two candles after a bullish move up, and then one big engulfing candle down in the pre-market, and now looking a little bit neutral here inside candle of the pre-market candle so far. So down day, but strong bullish body, right? That's a mixed picture for now. Undecided picture here, guys. And weakening coming in to the open here on the 1 minute chart. Nothing for me to do. You'll notice that the S&P is dropping down while the NASDAQ is kind of firming up. We got a divergence here. That's another reason for indecision on my part. want to see a little bit more alignment with these two. Nothing for me to do here, guys, until we get above these two candles. Probably with a closing candle, I won't touch anything here on the upside. Divergence continues here. All right, guys, we're back, and I thought I would bring in the Dow here as well, guys, just to show you the big picture. Dow is selling off very strongly. S&P is selling down as well. NASDAQ is holding up here, but I won't be touching this on the long side until these two at least firm up, and even then I need more, of course. It's a very mixed picture. So here again are the three sisters, guys. Free fall on the Dow, weak on the S&P, stronger on the NASDAQ. But let's see if the NASDAQ can actually stay up here above and close in the next 16 minutes or so, or will it reject, reverse, and then drop under pressure? The other alternative, of course, is that these two could firm up and then support the strength that the NASDAQ is displaying even now. All right, guys, interesting to see the S&P rejecting, not closing below VWAP, firming up on the Dow as well. There could be an opportunity if this firmness continues here on the other two sisters. But I want to see a resourceful pullback here first before considering anything. All right, guys, firming up on all three here simultaneously. The first little glimmer of alignment that I've seen here so far today. All right, 9 squeezed into the 21, tagged the bottom of the open range like we did over here, a little bit below here, of course, and now firming. So the buyers are definitely supporting this area. See those two wicks there? Three sisters, guys. Yeah, look at that, firming up. All right, guys. This might look fairly aggressive out of context, but buy stop order right there. Stop, of course, underneath this low here. I don't even need this low here, although that might be a more conservative play. But I'll be tracking the 4 models here, as usual. Waiting for that strength. Really holding up well here, guys. We have a nice W bottom here, or a double bottom if you like, right at VWAP, and that's important to this for me. Trying to firm up here on the Dow. Dow's less important to me, guys. As you know, I use the two sisters these days. The Dow's been marching to its own drummer for a long time now. Many, many, many months. Yeah, guys, I'm going to demand more from this. Right there. I really want this market to prove itself if we're going to go higher. It means asking a lot more in terms of profits, of course, guys, but that'd be 122 points. That's the only way I can really consider this, guys, is if we break to new highs all of a sudden after this tug of war in the context of this barcode above VWAP, which is constructive, and then this Dow, of course. In fact, guys, I'm going to take off the Dow now. I wanted to show you how incredibly weak that was, but I don't want it to be too much of an influence here on the decision-making process, given that it's a 30 stock industrial index. This is a 500 stock blue chip index. This is the broad market, guys, or the broader market in the US, of course. And then, of course, the NASDAQ is the vehicle of choice here. So I'm going to clean up the decision-making process. This is now very important to it for me. I may bring this down again if I see the right stuff happening over here, which I am, guys. Back, entry back here, guys. This is the dance. It's okay to make changes in your approach as candles print. In other words, as the soundtrack plays, you can change your footwork accordingly, or you should. Here we go. I am watching the two sisters at all times, guys, on a different monitor, and that's key to this. I'm not going to flick over because I want you to see this entry happen real time. See the 30-minute? Trying to push up here again. Fill that wick. That wick is here, by the way, guys, right? Fill and then ideally surpass, of course. Time spent is important to this too during the open, especially on a Monday. We spend quite a lot of time here now, trying. In the face, guys, of this substantial weakness in the S&P. And of course the Dow, as I showed you. So now if that pressure comes off the S&P, it can release pressure from the NASDAQ as well. And that can change sentiment very quickly in the participants, and all of a sudden more buying can come flooding in as a result. And I'm in, guys. I am in. Long the NASDAQ, guys. Long the NASDAQ. Now it's the patience game. There's that firming on the S&P, guys. Nice W structure. Back into the open range, and now, of course, new highs on the NASDAQ. And target 1 has been hit, guys, and so the 1-hour all-or-nothing trader has left the game with full profitability. And the 2-hour move stop to break even at 1 hour has moved their stop to break even because we hit 1 hour. And now we'll wait and see if the 1.5 hour and 2-hour all-or-nothing traders can make some money here today as well. All right, guys, so why am I long? Well, we had a gap move down at 6 p.m. last night, which never really traveled much further. In fact, it went a tiny bit further right on the open, and then it's been rallying ever since. So even though we have a cascading down day, this is a very strong up body. In fact, this body is now bigger than the entire very bearish candle on Friday. So this is a bullish picture now. On the 30-minute, of course, we finally broke into this fresh zone after placing a zone marker across those two equal body highs. Breaking above, pulling back down again, spending some time showing rejection behavior here, a double bottom with a slightly higher second bottom here on the NASDAQ, 9 never crossing below the 21, squeezing in, tagging, breaking back above, and finding strength again. The two sisters, in fact the three sisters, played a very big part in this for me because the NASDAQ held up very strongly in the face of significant selling on the S&P and very strong selling on the Dow, if you remember. Dow in free fall, way below the VWAP, yet the S&P held up and the NASDAQ held up even more. So the strongest of the three was, of course, the NASDAQ. And the 1.5 hour all-or-nothing trader has left the game with full profits. Now it's just the 2-hour all-or-nothing trader looking to see if they can make some money. And there it is, guys. Finally, took a little bit of patience, but all 4 models fully profitable. 2-hour all-or-nothing, 1.5 hour all-or-nothing, 2-hour move stop to break even at 1 hour, and the 1-hour all-or-nothing, all profitable here today. This was a real masterclass, I think, guys, in working with the 3 sisters and the 2 sisters in terms of looking for synchronicity, divergence, relative strength, relative weakness, and waiting for the optimal moment to strike. And so I hope you get a chance to save this one and maybe watch it a few times to really garner some of the benefits of this type of movement and price action. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Have an amazing afternoon. We will talk soon.